over a subject which is 5 steps to motivate women in Africa. And for that, you are here. I will introduce you to you, Debrah. Debrah, please introduce yourself and share with them why you are the right person to cover this amazing topic today in the African Motivation Show. 5 steps to motivate women in Africa.
Hi, I'm Debrah Mowlem. Thank you so much for inviting me to your platform. I'm a business coach and I'm a motivational speaker and I'm an author. I'm African. I was born in a village. I grew up in a village. So I think I know I am qualified to talk about African women. And I know what us African women need and what us African women can bring to the table.
And what do you make this purpose, Debrah? What is your story? Why do you decide to empower women all over the world, not only from Africa, but worldwide, right? So, and even you even hosting a podcast right now. So, what was your drive? What do you have any experience? What do you decide to take that role? It's a lot of work. We organize events all over the world. So, why is that?
I grew up in a village. And I saw women do 95% of the work.
Which village? Where was it, that village?
I grew up in a village in Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe, wow.
A few miles out of the capital city.
So
I saw African women do 95% of the work.
Uh-huh. Very good. So then you saw that the African women were doing 95% of the work against compared to men. That would be accurate?
Yes.
Okay, sounds pretty unfair, right?
Yes.
We men supposed to be at least in this society that we live today, we have to equilibrate the workforce, men and women. We are equal, right? So what do you think that the women will be the workforce, you feel that was not fair, right? It still is the case right now in Zimbabwe, or it has improved?
It's still the same. Men go out to work and they go to the city to find work, and not all of them get work, and it's really not an easy life. So women are left in the village with the children, and they have to work the fields, they have to look after the children, they have to do the majority of the village work.
Yeah.
So because I've been privileged enough to live in a village, in an African city, and in the UK.
So do you think that women, because they're working so hard over there, they get demotivated, so you need the force to actually motivate the women, to motivate them maybe there is another way of life?
No, that's the thing. They're not demotivated at all. The women are hardworking, like seriously.
Proper hard work, yeah?
But this is just a way for them to see that instead of working and getting so little outcome from their hard work, they can get more from what they are putting in.
I get the point now. They're working so hard that if they were doing something else and working so hard as well, they will be able to get a higher income, or at least an income to bring to the family. So definitely the workforce has to be balanced between work and men and women. This is only the case in Zimbabwe, or is all Africa?
I don't know about other countries, but I think when men are supposed to be the breadwinner, men have to go out and find work in the cities, in remote areas, or in other countries even.
Wow.
And the women are then left to deal with the children, the life in the village, the bringing up of, the family.
Yeah. So what's your message that you want to everyone at the moment? This show is being broadcast, and definitely some audience in Africa will be watching at it, looking at it now or later on in the recordings. So what would be the core message that you want to send to this woman that is working 95% more of the men, and how would you like to empower them? How would you like to motivate this woman? What is your main message for that women in Africa?
Global Business Women Organization is a platform created for women. It says to all women from first world countries to third world countries, you have got something that the other women need.
So what is the name of the organization?
Global Business Women Organization, GBWO.
Oh, GBWO. Very good.
Global Business Women Organization.
Global Business Women Organization. So it's a platform. How many women do you have there?
At the moment, we've got about 27,000 women.
27,000 women in that organization. Wow, that's fantastic. How many are from Africa?
Most of
That's
them
a lot of women,
Africa. The 75% are from Africa. This is a platform where women share knowledge.
Wow, so it's a platform where women share knowledge, right? And so what type of knowledge the women share?
Because women in Africa know a lot of manufacturing. They can create, they're imaginative, they can create stuff. They go out of they're hardworking women.
Oh, yes, I'm aware.
Third world women, first world women market.
Yeah.
Marketing. They also can be market for African women.
Yeah. Definitely. Last Friday, we organized an event just last Friday, we produced an event in an art exhibition in the High Commissioner of South Africa here in London. And the High Commissioner of South Africa is a woman, very powerful woman, actually. So it's time that the women take roles in Africa, not only as a work, but also in political places or as a high commissioner or embassy. That there are places usually that has been taken by men, but I think that there is a bit of progress in Africa because, like I said, I personal experience, the High Commissioner in South Africa here in London is a woman, very, very powerful, right?
Yes, and this is the thing. I'm not disrespecting you guys.
I get it, yeah.
Women,
not taking.
We know more about community.
Yeah,
if
very
you
good.
Empower one woman, you have empowered the whole community.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we are all about our children, our community, our church, our society, our culture.
Exactly, and to improve, and to contribute to society. Yeah. Yesterday, somebody was saying, I was in an event yesterday, and someone was saying, it was actually a women empowerment event, and someone was saying, if you want something say, take a man. If you want something done, take a woman. that was really.
And that's no disrespect to you guys.
No, take it.
But women, especially African women.
Yeah.
We are done sitting back.
Yeah.
We have got a voice, and we have a voice to be heard.
Yeah, this is something that I resonate. Our organization speakers and leaders, your voice can transform the world. We believe that every single person in this world have a voice, has a message they want to share with the world, and it's our responsibility as leaders to actually promote and create frameworks where these women can become speakers, can become motivational speakers, and can share her ideas with the world, right? So tell me about your book. I heard that you wrote a book. So what the name is your book and what the book is about?
I've published 7 books so far.
7 books. Wow, you do write a lot, yeah?
Yes. Writing is my go-to place. Like women have my me time. My me time is writing. So
wow.
I tend to write quite a lot. And I've published less books than I've got written.
Wow.
And 3 of my books are my autobiographies. And It's because I've lived in an African village, I've lived in an African city, and I've
So,
lived in a first world country.
okay, so it's the
So
difference between living in African city and the first world country, yeah?
all
So,
the books are different. The village book, the African city book, and the first world country book.
so how do you end up here in UK? How do you come here?
I got married.
Oh, you got married, huh? Very good, yes. And then when you arrive here, what do you find? Here it was very cold, right? When I came here to UK, London, it was freezing. I'm originally from Cuba. Did you like it when you came here? Something was different?
I came in April. I remember.
In April.
And
Then it was not too hot. I came in,
no. It was
in
still
January.
snowing.
Huh?
It was still snowing.
Really?
1995 in April.
Oh,
And
it's
it was
snowing.
It was really cold.
Oh, when I came here, it was horrible.
I was like discombobulated, thinking, okay, I can't do this.
You get
And more the culture is very different from where I came from.
How about the food? Do you like the food here? The fruits compared with over there?
Very, very different.
Different,
Very
right?
different.
They're less sweet, right?
Most of the fruits are coming from tropical areas.
Yeah.
So by the time you get them, they're not fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
And because coming from Africa, you can taste it.
Exactly. I can tell that because I came from Cuba also. We had the same issue with that. The fruit are fresh, very sweet. Here in UK, tastes different, right? I think so now, Debrah, in your opinion, in your view, what would be the 5 steps to motivate women in Africa? So what would be the first step that these women need to do in Africa to motivate, to empower themselves, to believe in themselves? So what would be your the first step that you want to advise to these women that want to motivate themselves and in Africa?
The first step is identity.
Identity. Wow. Can you tell me a little bit more about this?
We as African women have to know ourselves. We have to accept that we are African.
So we have to accept. So what does this even really mean? Accept that you're African.
Ashamed of to be African woman. We are proud to be African woman. So that means personally, you have to deal with your own personal issues to accept yourself, your identity personally, and then accept your social identity as an African woman. Because Africa has been left behind quite a lot with all the colonial stuff and everything that's been going on. Colonialism taught us that we are not good enough.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that.
Our ancestors are evil. We are evil. We are not worthy. We have to reverse that in our minds as African women to say, no, you are wrong. I am worthy.
Exactly. And do you think that it's because of also the effects of globalization that so many dialogues, so many languages, so many cultures are disappearing in Africa, right? It's not only the wildlife, also cultures, dialects, and part of the culture, right? So what can we do to reinforce that identity, to people feel proud to be an African women? So what people can do, or what governments can do, or what organization like yours can do in order to build this or rebuild this identity of African women in a sense that they become proud to be African and to become women, right? This is the first of the 5 steps to motivate women in Africa. Yeah.
This is the thing. I've traveled. For example, I've traveled to India. Most amazing homes, they uphold their Indian culture. You sit on the floor and you eat with your hands.
Yes.
That's their culture.
Yeah. I saw it myself.
Africa, we need to stop adapting other people's culture.
I agree with that. So who do you think that is responsible for bringing other people culture to their own African culture? Who's responsible? Women.
Us women. Because this is the thing, I've got children.
Okay.
If I empower myself and empower my children, I'm growing the next generation that's empowered to say, no,
Don't
I'm
do it.
African, and this is my culture.
Uh,
It's a generation that have a voice.
I understand. And maybe it come from even from the house, right? For example, African. I think that I suppose that is in similar with Cuba. When I grew up, when I was a kid, right? I grew up drinking juice, drinking fruits, right? Today now the kids they only want to drink Coca-Cola. It's not even from Africa. It's coming from another country, and it's really bad. It has sugar and and a lot of things that can damage the health, right? So do you think that the globalization and the movement worldwide of products and services are actually taking space and altering the culture of women in Africa, their identity?
It's up to us to uphold.
How about the clothes? Right? So are the people wearing African outfits over there, or now they're wearing a Western Europe clothes over there?
It's up to us.
Exactly.
Because if I'm not ashamed to be seen as African, my kids will not be ashamed.
Exactly.
Okay? If I'm ashamed, this is the most important thing I find in Africa. This is very controversial. We wear wigs. Most of us not because we want to, but because that's accepted.
Really?
That's more accepted. We have to look Western. Because that's more accepted as a culture. But if I go like this, if I go with my African hair, my own people will laugh at me.
Really?
My own people will look at me and say, I'm not advanced enough.
But before it wasn't like that, no? Before it was not like that. This is something that is an issue that is living at the moment, right? It's active.
Colonization is a process, okay? It's
to take the culture, to take the identity, to take the rules, and to have a huge impact, right?
It's been instilled in us as a people. Now we have to reverse that.
Very good. What do you think that is important to reverse that?
We have to work through it and accept us as a people. Until we accept us as a people, other races will not accept us.
Just 100% right. And this is something really, that's why we did this art exhibition in South Africa. The name was Roots, right? Yes. Roots. So what are the roots? What are of the South Africa, of the African continent? I think that people, they are so busy with modern Western world, everybody wearing wigs, everybody dressing different, everybody become more and more Western, and what they don't realize is that in the process they lose their identity as a woman, their identity as a country.
We are living as a people seeking validation,
right? Rather than be ourselves, rather than be enough, we're just seeking for validation for other people. That's why we dress different everything, right?
Yes.
Okay, 100%. This is very hot topic, and today we're discussing the 5 steps to motivate women in Africa, and the step number 1 that Debrah has identified that you women in Africa have to do to motivate yourself is number 1, you need to find your identity. Find your identity and be proud of being African. Be proud of that identity and reverse back. Stop trying to look in as more as a Western, more as how the colonized culture brought to the country, and go back to your roots so you can find your real identity and you can feel proud of yourself. I think when you feel proud of yourself, when you feel fulfilled about yourself, then you are more powerful, and then you can do more things with your life. So saying that, Debrah, what will be then the second step, or how to motivate women in Africa in your view?
Create relevance.
Create relevant. So what do you mean?
Don't wait to seek validation. Create relevance so people need you. People need Africa. We are the mother continent. Stop asking to be let in. We are already in.
So this create relevance. What women can do in order to do more of that?
We have got resources in Africa, right?
Which resources?
Everything, minerals,
oil, gas. So you guys are rich. You are the rich people, not us here in the Western. You guys over there in Africa are the rich people. So
what we need to do is look at countries like China. How did they advance economically?
Very good.
So we need to do that. Create relevance so that we are needed. Right now, the world cannot live without China. Why is that? Because China created relevance. How can we do that in Africa? How can we create relevance in Africa? We've got the resources, we've got the manpower.
Yeah, I think
How can we make the world need us? We need to be needed.
Very good. I saw that there are countries like Nigeria that it was growing economically. Yeah, there are few countries in Africa that they're starting to change the situation. It's a lot of trading and a lot of business going on there. So, like you said, that the women in Africa and the country in general have to create relevance, have to be proud that they are there, because you guys have something. You have something that the world needs. You have the natural resources, and everyone is trying to get those resources, right? So create that relevance, create that identity, like you said, that we have something and we're proud of what we are and what we have. I think that this is the key. Yeah. So then, Debrah, and what will be the third step or the 5 steps to motivate women in Africa?
The third step is stop seeking validation.
Stop seeking validation. So can you explain this? Let's explain a little bit more.
You are enough.
Okay.
Stop seeking somebody to validate you, to prove you to be there. You are already there. This is the thing. Africa, because of colonization and stuff, we don't feel like we are enough. We always look at Western countries to, oh, please help us. Oh, please validate. We look at white is better.
And why is that?
It's all the colonization, all the mental, it's all in our minds.
They made the white is superior, right? Even since people are little, there is that culture that somehow embrace or send these messages that white is superior, right?
Colonization is like I don't know how can you put it to. It's like someone coming into your household.
Okay.
And saying, look, Harry, you're not good enough. I'm better than you, so I'm gonna run your household. I'm gonna teach you new, better stuff.
New rules.
Everything you knew, because it's not good enough, it's irrelevant, it's inferior.
Very good.
Okay? And this went on for
very interesting.
A century in Africa.
Wow. That they were telling what to eat, how to behave, who is better. So for a century, right?
For a century. And now this is in our brain, and we are passing it down to our children.
Passing it down to our children is a little bit is dangerous, right? Because we sending an identity that is not the real identity, right?
So we wait for validation. We create something and we go, okay, Western countries, what do you think about this? Do you think it's good enough?
Yeah.
And Western countries, nah.
We have bad Sulaiman.
Who come in and do it for you?
Yeah.
And the Western countries come into our countries, and this is what they do. They bring in their own companies and they take over all the manufacturing, everything in our country, and use our resources and use our own people, our own manpower. And guess where the profits go? To the Western countries.
Wow.
Because we are asking them for validation.
Exactly. Wow, this is very, very important topic. We have Bad Sulaiman Ayop. He says, thank you, sir, for the broadcast that we're doing today. I think that could be Tell us which country you're coming from. And then, so this asking for validation is not only cultural, it has an economical impact also in African women and in African continent in general. Is that correct?
Yes.
So it's not only culture, it's not only what you eat, it's not only what you dress, it's also, yeah. So it's also in economic. And then Bas in the comment, which country you coming from? And then so it's looking this stuff validation. And then out of the 5 steps to motivate women in Africa, what would be the step number 4? The step number 4 that people that these women have to take in order to empower themselves to take themselves to the next level. From Sierra Leone. Look, we have someone from Sierra Leone. I'm from Sierra Leone in West Africa. Ba is listening to you very, very carefully, because today we're talking about 5 steps to motivate women in Africa. So you have people from Sierra Leone learning about your tips, Debrah, at the moment live in African motivation show here at the Speakers and Leaders. So what would be the 4th step, Debrah, that people...
So yes, the first step was identity. Create our own identity and get our voice heard. And the second step was stop seeking relevance. And the third step was stop seeking validation.
And the 4th one?
The 4th step is learn and learn and learn.
That's very good. So 4th step, learn. Continuous learning. Let us...
We need to look at...
Learn about what? Learn about what? Learn about business?
Economy.
We
need to learn how we can build our economy.
Yeah.
Okay. We need to look at countries like Malaysia, countries like China. How have they done it? Because not so long ago, a generation ago, these countries were down below.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there are forces to reckon with.
So what do you think the women should be learning in Africa?
How did the other countries do it?
How the other countries do it, right? So we can replicate the model, correct?
Yes. Because this is the thing. We have got everything that China has. We have everything that Malaysia has.
I think that you have more than China in natural resources.
Everything that these Asian countries, for me, are an inspiration.
I agree, yeah. They're thriving economically, yeah.
Yes, they fought from nothing.
Yeah.
It's so relevant in the world. If China shuts down right now,
it creates a big problem.
The whole world will shut down.
It creates a big problem, yeah. Okay. I personally also have been in Singapore or in Dubai. Singapore was not in there. I took a taxi in Singapore, and the taxi driver told me, Harry, in the 60s, this is in the 60s, was just a fishing villa, only to fish, right? It was nothing here. And wow, you go to Singapore today, and it's one of the best cities to live in the world, with a lot of development. It's really very safe also.
From the 60s to now, that's what, 2 generations? I mean, come on. How did they do it? We need to learn.
So we have to model what successful people doing.
We need to learn. How have they turned their economy around?
Yeah.
We need to learn and keep learning and keep looking at these countries who are rising from nothing to everything, how they are doing it. Because Africa, believe me, Africa, we have got intelligent, hardworking, amazing people. We can do it.
Of course, you can do it, and here we are to help you. The organization like my own, Speakers and Leaders, we are very happy to support your group, to support your people, to give business advice. And I think that no, everything is lost. I think that there is a movement now in Africa, and that started to move in the right direction. I think that the world is more aware that Africa is not anymore a place that you go, you do whatever you want, and you take away everything, and you go and you let them with nothing. I think that this is not the case anymore. I think that African countries, little by little, are realizing that they are rich, that they have resources, that they can run their own country, that they can have their own freedom, that they are able to have their own culture, and they are able to be developed like every other country, like you say, Malaysia or China in the world. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that with the natural resources that some of the African countries has, I think that if they're well managed and distributed to the population, I think that the level of development of the countries and the people living in there will increase. So, Debrah, what would be the fifth step? Sorry, the last step, the five step how to motivate women in Africa. What would be the last step?
The last step, that's where Global Business Women Organization comes in. Network.
Wow, very good. Network.
Because no man is an island.
No man is an island, right?
Network.
So network is something that is important. I think that the more people network in the and create a network between themselves and between people from other countries. Is that correct?
Yes. Network, not just between your own people. Reach out. Okay? Travel. Just find out. Network with others. Even if you don't agree with someone, hear what they've got to say. Okay? That might be the next stage to your advance.
Exactly.
Don't just shut down people because they are not your religion, they are not your culture, they are not your people. Hear what they've got to say. Network with all kinds of people. You don't know who will make you better.
Yeah. So this is something I always said, that your network is your net worth, right?
Thank you.
And
Yes.
So the more that you network, the more that you contact, that your value increase. So you encourage women in Africa to network. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And
get out there, talk to other people, make friends, make business friends, learn from
so
other
we help
people.
each other, right?
Yes.
So can you tell us the name of your group as well? So this group that Debrah has, we have, how many women we have there?
With over 20,000 women.
Wait. Where is this community? Is in Facebook, in WhatsApp?
It's
Where is
online? We've got a group on Facebook, Global Business Women Organization.
Oh my God, this is big group, yeah?
Yes.
So this group was big now during the pandemic, or you have it from which day you have this? From which time?
We grew up on WhatsApp, and we Business Ladies Forum.
And so
and after the pandemic hit, we then rebranded into Global, because we realized that we can reach more people. We can actually include everyone, because the thing with women is we're all in the same boat.
Very good. Women, we're all in the same boat, yeah? That's a very, very good question. So I have a question for you as a motivational speaker. Have you ever spoken on a stage in front of people? Have you ever experienced a stage fright or fear of public speaking when you spoke on the stage in front of people?
I do experience.
Wow.
I just done my last TED speech.
You did a TED Talk? Wow.
I just did the TED Talk. I've got another one in February.
You got another one in February?
Yes.
Wow. So your first TED Talk, what was the title of your first TED Talk?
It was Identity and Inclusion.
Say again?
Identity and Inclusion.
Identity and inclusion. Wow, that's fantastic. Identity and inclusion. And were you nervous when you did this TED Talk? How many people were there?
It wasn't a lot of people in the audience because of the pandemic.
Okay.
But more people were online. But still, walking on stage, and this is the thing. When I started talking back then in 2007 or something, I was going to talk in London, and there were many people in the audience, counselors and everything.
Wow.
And I was dressed as a Zulu woman, as you can see. I like my
Zulu.
I like Zulu. So I had my face painted.
Zulu is from South Africa, right?
I know, right? I had my beads, I had my face painted, I had everything. And when they called me to go and speak, I got so scared. I thought if I go in heels, I had 6-inch heels. I thought, oh, what if I fall, right?
Exactly.
So I took off my shoes. But I had beads on my ankles, I had beads on my wrist, I had beads. And people assumed that was part of the costume. No shoes was part of the costume. But it wasn't. It was just me scared to fall.
Wow.
And so now when I go to speak on stage, I take off shoes.
That's very good. Because you're talking about identity, right?
Yes. Because I got so stage fright.
Yeah.
But now people think I'm not scared to go on stage. Of course I'm scared. Oh my God.
It's always scared to speak on the stage. Yeah. The fear never goes away, right?
No.
Never goes away.
And when it goes away, then you're done.
It's true also, yeah, because it's the fear that makes you powerful, right?
Yes. Because
so despite the fear, you went there and you did the talk, right? And look, you're gonna do one more, right? In February.
I rehearsed my speech so many times before I go. But before I go, I'm blank. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I'm scared. I'm shaking. I'm going to pass out. I can't breathe. And when I go on stage, I close my eyes for 5 seconds and I go on and it just comes out.
Very, very good. Yeah. So I think that remember that in order to overcome the fear of the public speaking, when you have when you're feeling like that, yes, just remember, do some movement, yes, and breathe in.
Yes.
And breathe out. Do some movement and then breathe in and breathe out. Remember, when you breathe, then the oxygen goes to your brain, and when the oxygen goes to your brain, then you don't forget the things.
I'm a trained speaker.
Yeah.
So I do all the exercises, breathe in, breathe out.
Still,
you know, all the 10 seconds before I go on, I'm in my own zone, just doing that. And then it just, when you walk on, it's just that amazing feeling that I've got a message to give.
Exactly. That's what keep you going. Yeah. Okay, but by my opinion, actually in Africa, right, it's all about our leaders, you know, but anyway, I wish myself to be a leader. I say, but I always ask about you WhatsApp group, sir. But I need to respond. Thank you very much. We have staying in the word says. Thank you very much. We're having a positive response from from the group, and they're saying that could be also responsibility of the leaders in Africa that we're losing that identity, or what is your view in that? Debrah, do you think that is the leaders' fault that some countries in Africa are the way they are now, or there is or the empowerment and the movement need to start from the bottom, and we all have to do our piece in order to African women get in power and live a better life?
Leadership come from the heart.
Exactly.
Okay. And for a country to be successful, we need the rule of law.
The rule of...
This is the African leaders. We need the rule of law. And we need leaders that lead from the heart. This is not about your personal family. This is about the whole country. How do you feel about your country?
Exactly. So how people will feel about the country if there is lack of leadership on those countries. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name any leaders, but for leaders, think about it. Are you leading from the heart?
Exactly. Leading from the heart. That's what we said here at the speakers and leaders, right? So the leaders leadership. I think that every single problem that we have in the world today, the problem with the global warming, with the wars, with lack of performance in the economy from some countries, I think that all this is only one cause: lack of leadership. Lack of leadership is the result of wars, of all the negative things that we're living in this planet today. And this is my question to you, right? It takes women like you to take the leadership, to take the role, to say, okay, we're going to gather together and we're going to empower each other. And it's more than 20,000 people in that community. This is a lot of people. A lot of people in that community. I have to congratulate you for that. Women, actually. Yeah, a lot of women. So what do you think that is the role of women in this leadership? How you women support each other and train yourself as a leaders among yourselves?
Women have to stop competing.
Stop competing, right?
We are in the same boat.
Exactly. So we have to help each other and contribute to each other, right?
We are sisters. If we support each other, if we work together, we'll be stronger together. Our voice will be louder if we speak together.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to stop this stupid ideology that the other woman is your competition. Because the other woman is only trying to survive. Now, if we hold hands, we'll be stronger. You and I, as an African woman, we will conquer together, not separately.
Conquer together. That's very, very, very good point. Yes. So as African women, we conquer together, not separately. That's amazing.
We are stronger as a sister.
Yeah.
Not as a competition. No woman is my competition. Every woman is my sister.
Very good, Debrah. Debrah, tell us a little bit more about your podcast, a little bit more about your interviews and your podcast. How often it is, and what do you talk about this podcast?
Our podcast is about empowering women. So Global Business Women Organization.
Global Business Women Organization.
Empowering women. So we talk to women from all over the world who have got a story to tell, who are inspirational, who are empowering to come and tell their story. Most of the time it's about women who start from nothing. Who come to tell us, okay, I started from nothing and now I'm doing something. And how did you start and where did you go from there and how can you help us with any advice, any information? So our podcast is all about that. Women who have started, women who want to start, women who are stuck.
And how to help them to get on a stock, right?
Yes.
Wow. And how often do you do this broadcast?
We do 3 podcasts a week.
3 podcasts a week? That's a lot, yeah.
And it's mostly women who reach out.
How long is the podcast?
10, 20 minutes. It's not even
10, 20 minutes. And where can we listen this podcast? In YouTube, Facebook, what is it?
They're on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, yeah?
They're on YouTube as well.
In YouTube as well?
Yes, if you want to get in touch with us, you can get in touch with gbwo.org.
Okay.
That's where the women, the podcasts are found, the women are found, the platform is found, and you can get yourself useful in rebuilding Africa.
So how do you feel to be the founder, to be the framework, to be the organizer of this large group of 20,000 women in Africa, and to have this strength to create a framework and to give them business advice? As you say, you're a business coach, to give them business advice and to help them out to grow together. So how do you feel to be the leader that created that? And do you think that if our objective to keep creating leaders, women that create and expand groups like that, so more collaboration could happen? What is your view on this?
It took me 4 or 5 years to realize I was actually leading. I feel so humbled to have so many women follow me. I feel so humbled to have so many women on my platform, sharing and supporting each other.
Very
because
good.
I think that's the way for our success.
And what do you have this idea to create this platform? What made you to create this platform in the first place?
Like I said before, I grew up in a village. And I saw women work so hard for so little.
And you say this is enough. One day I'm gonna do something for women that they're gonna work less and earn more, right? and they're gonna collaborate among each other because women are smart and powerful, right?
Yes, because this is the thing. Women from first world countries, they've cracked it. How to work less and get more.
Yeah.
So we need to exchange that knowledge.
Exactly.
Say, you see, this
information.
Is handmade. This is handmade.
I like it a lot. What is it?
It's an Ndebele ring.
So it's make with which material?
It's called it's beads. It's called Isindwane in Ndebele, and it's handmade.
It's really nice.
This is the example I'm going to give you. When sold in Africa, it will sell for $20.
Wow.
Okay. When sold in America, it will sell for $300.
Wow.
So if we collaborate and network, the women in Africa who are making this, they can make loads of these per week, per month. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if they network with women in America or in the UK or in Australia, they will sell this for better money. That means better money for their families, for their communities.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they create.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So we have to incentivize with the trade international, because I think that people in Africa, they're very creative, right? We have one bus says, I want to tell you something special. You know, as for now, I have started writing poems now. I give myself name, build the nation to reality. By the way, our voices can transform the world. Very good, but very, very positive. And what can we do together? I think that African culture, they're very creative. I think that the music is amazing. I think that everyone has a talent there in terms of artistic, in terms of creating, in terms of handmade, especially because you have a lot of seeds, a lot of fruits, a lot of. I've been in South Africa myself. I love it over there. The landscape, it's fantastic, and looking forward to come back. I really want to do. It's the only continent that Lily, my partner, and I, we haven't gone to speak on tour. Or not even no, it's the only country left that we need to go to speak. Is the only continent left is Africa. We have been in.
I'll take you. Yes,
we should go together. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Yeah, we should go together for a tour in Africa to empower people.
Africa is my world. I am Africa.
Yeah, I would love to go there to do the tours. We usually do the speaking tours in Peru, in Mexico, in Dubai, and we do it also in Singapore. That's why I'm talking about Singapore. I know that very well. We go to speak every year over there. Also, yeah, we should go on and give and organize a big talks to empower women and everyone over there. Something that Lee, my partner, and I will enjoy do it a lot. So that's actually my question, right? So, what can you do as an organization to do a physical events over there that actually people can get close to you, can tell you face to face the challenges that they are facing, and you with your knowledge and with the network that you already have with over 20,000 women to create a framework to put something in place to help them to grow and to solve the problem. I think if women are solving women problem, right, the whole women empowerment movement, it will increase. It will get higher, right? So what do you think that what is your view in organizing these large events for women in Africa, to dedicate it only to empower women, dedicated only to promote women networking and women's work?
Before COVID, we used to do workshops. I would organize physical workshops, like say in South Africa. I'll go to South Africa and hold 20 workshops.
Wow.
Different villages, different people. So I'll travel from, say, Joburg. I'll do 3-4 workshops in Joburg. Move on to Cape Town, do 3-4 workshops. Move on to Uganda and do workshops.
Wow,
But
that's fantastic.
when COVID hit, we had seminars planned, but we shut them down in 2020 when COVID hit. And now we have got seminars planned for next year, 2022. But it's, the way things are going, we keep our fingers crossed that things will go well. Otherwise, we have to do them online. But that's not the plan. The plan is to do them
Live,
physically.
right?
We have got live seminars planned for Cape Town.
Very good, very good. Please let us know any support that you need delivering workshops and seminars. This is something that we do here as speakers and leaders. We do speaking training, business development, branding. So any help you need, we should do a tour in Africa. We're going to have a lot of fun, yeah? I know you're feeling, because every time that I'm in the tour with Lily, my partner, sometimes it's 10 days. Sometimes we need to speak 3 times on the same day. In the morning, university, in the afternoon, Chamber of Commerce, in the evening with youth, so or different audiences. Sometimes the speaking tours, they get they're really intense, but in 10, 12 days, we managed to see thousands of people, and we can create a big impact. And we know that model works because we've done it already in several locations of the world. So workshop, training, and that's my another question. Yeah, training. This is the missing piece in the women empowerment, because I think that for example, a lot of people come to me and tell me, how can I learn how to be a leader? And I always telling them that leadership is a skill. The more you practice, the better you become. It's like it's like swimming, right? Swimming, if you take a book how to swim and then you go to a pool, you're not going to swim. The only way that you learn how to swim is by go to the pool and swimming, same like driving, right? So the more you practice, the better you become. So if you want to become a great leader like Debrah, all you need to do is practice leadership. All you have to do is be a leader, and doing it for so long. Because how long have you been doing this, Debrah, this networking between African women and women in general? For how long you have been doing that? When do you start?
15 years more, or 15 years and more.
How long?
15 years.
15 years ago. Oh my God, that's a lot. So that's why the network is so big. So imagine, Debrah has 15 years of experience delivering, being a leader and being a role model for women in Africa. So obviously, now when you see her speak, when you see her talk, you say, wow, she's a great leader. But I'm not like that. So remember that you are good enough. All you need is practice, right? All you need is to practice. And the best practice is practice yourself to become a leader, to take a group of people and help them out to do something. Take a group of women and help them out to do something and do some job together. I think that this will be the main outcome that we all can have. Is that correct, Debrah?
Yes.
Okay. So what would be the final words, Debrah, for you before we close the broadcast today? 5 steps to motivate women in Africa. What would be your final word for all women that are in Africa, that are disempowered, that they're working so hard, and their light is so dark that they cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel? What would be your message for them?
That it's time Africa write its own history. It's time Africa's voice be heard. It's time. Don't be scared. If you've got something to say, say it. It's time that we as Africans don't look to somebody else to tell us what we are. We are telling the world who we are.
Excellent.
So it's time our voice be heard now.
Excellent, Debrah. And with that word, we have today the end of the broadcast. 5 steps to motivate women in Africa. Step number one is find your identity. You have to find out who do you really are. Not this identity for the colonization, your real identity as a country, and find out your culture, what you eat, how you dress, and how you really and who you really are. Because in order for you to start to to develop yourself, you need to be proud of who you are. Step number 2 of the 5 steps to motivate women in Africa, it was create relevance as a country, create relevance as a nation. Make sure that people notice you, that you exist, and you're proud that you exist. Step number 3 that Debrah shared with us today, the 5 steps to motivate women in Africa, is stop seeking validation. You don't need to validate from any Western culture or any Asian culture. Your own validation is that you're proud to be African, or you're proud to be women, and you're proud that you can achieve the same results that anybody else in the world, right? So we don't need, you women don't need validation from anybody else anywhere in the world. You are good enough. Step number 4, and really, really important, they will share with us in the 5 steps to motivate women in Africa, is learn. Never stop learning. Knowledge, with knowledge, those ones that don't have can have. Remember that. With knowledge, those ones that don't have can have. So read, keep reading every day, keep learning from the network platform, between yourself, interchange experiences, and that we keep growing. I think that the difference, the biggest thing, the biggest investment that you can do in your life is the investment on yourself. And knowledge is something that always stay with you, because no one can take your head away from your body. Is that correct?
Yes.
And step number 5, one of the most important, step number 5, Debrah shared with us today, start networking. Your network is your network, and you can join her organization. So one more time, the name of the organization, Debrah?
Global Business Women Organization.
Global Business Women Organization. More than 20,000 women are supporting each other in this organization. So you guys, you women, can join and be part, not only from African women, it's from women in general. And this is what is actually the truth. So thank you so much, Debrah. We have an amazing time today. I hope that you are in Africa, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Zambia, Uganda, wherever you women in Africa, you listen to this broadcast. We hope to be a contribution to you. And remember, read again the 5 steps to motivate women in Africa. Debrah, thank you so much. We're very proud of the job that you're doing. Keep doing that. Keep empowering women. Keep growing your group. More than 20,000 women is a lot of women there. So keep growing and keep being an example for your country, for women, for your people. We're very proud to meet you, and we're very proud to support you in the work you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.